Toodles, Sir Gabalot here, Captain Big Mouth. This is the fourth attempt at making this damn video. I don't usually do that because, I, I feel it's more honest just to get on. I want like an honest record of uh, benzo, what it does to you, right? I'm flustered right now because it's my fourth attempt doing this. So I just put up whatever I put up. Sometimes it sucks, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's interesting, but I just wanted a record of it. Just another person with a record, like a fairly complete record in my opinion of what this experience is like, so that maybe other people could benefit from it, and I benefit from it because it's talk therapy for me. So yeah, this is my fourth try at this. Like, the last attempt, I just forgot to turn off the speakers, and I got one of the notification things that said boom, real freaking loud right at the beginning of it. So yeah, I'm flustered. Um, so, anyways, let's get to the meat of the story here. This is not gonna be good. Oh Jesus. Um, So the day I had that surgical type procedure done, where I had all these high hopes, I had this Baker cyst in my knee that was been affecting me for between 3 and 4 years, and to where I'm walking with a cane, and I'm in a lot of pain, and I have swelling in my knee and all this horrible stuff, and I'm finally going to get an actual procedure done to it because it was misdiagnosed twice, and they know what it is, they know where it's at, they're gonna do something about it, and I caught that case of epididymitis before I went in, but I still went in and I went through with it, like I said in my other video. So, anyways, you can know all that from the other video that that did not work out for me. So I had a bad day, you know. Yeah, in the video, I'm cheerful just because I'm home and it's over with. But it started to sink in. I'm pretty severely depressed right now over the situation. But that day, it was all kind of sinking in. Like, I don't know what this blood clot thing means. I'm probably gonna have to get knee surgery. Any rehabilitation or physical therapy is going to be complicated by the CRPS. Like, CRPS complicates everything. So, um, I don't think I called this person. They called me. But they called me, and they did remember at least, that was the day that I was going to have the surgery. This is a loved one. And sometimes they don't remember things like that. They don't even, oh, you had that important appointment today? But they were like, yeah, this is the day you had that surgery, right? How did it go? You know, So I tell them like it was a complete disaster. I was expecting them to at least, uh, I was expecting a possible fix actually, where they drain it, put in the cortisone, and then there would be no reoccurrence. That's was actually a possibility. She said between a 5 and 70% reoccurrence happens with these Baker cyst things in the knee. So there's actually a percent chance that I could have no reoccurrence and this could fix it. The idea is drain the cyst, pump up the area full of cortisone. So at the very least, I was expecting to have relief from something I've been suffering with for 3 to 4 years. Finally have some real relief from it, to where the cyst is drained, it's full of cortisone. I know the cortisone is at least going to make me feel good for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to get a couple of weeks relief. Instead, I find out that the cyst already burst and that I have this big blood clot in my knee. I don't even know what that means, except for a whole shitload of pain. That's all I know about it. I don't even know how hard that is to deal with. I don't know anything about it. So, But I'm also still dealing with epididymitis and stuff. I'm talking to this guy, and this guy he's got some stuff that he's running from that are problems that he has to deal with, but he has um, anxiety, and he's not doing anything about it. So he's just kind of like immobilized. I don't know if you ever got like that, where you're like overwhelmed and you're just, what was that? A sun flare or something? You just get immobilized where you're like, you don't know what to do. You're just overwhelmed, so you do nothing. Okay? So he's kind of like in that state. But like, in the meantime, I just got like, it's the same day. I just had like catastrophic stuff going on. I had catastrophic stuff going on, but he's just kind of like um, immobilized by anxiety, which you know happens. It happens to where like people get to the point where they can't make a decision, or they're yeah they're just got that stuck feeling. You just feel stuck. You don't know what to do. You don't want to do anything. You're just stuck. And he's expressing those feelings to me, and he does what he always does, which is say I don't want to talk about it anymore. And like that time he actually just got off the phone, which is usually what he does. So I was like, well, um, if I want to be a good friend, to tell this guy the truth that Joe Louis, man, you can run but you can't hide. It's like it's part of the reasons why I'm on here talking a lot. It's because I have to face all these horrible problems that I have, and it's like he won't even let himself like think about them, or like discuss them. He won't even discuss them, and like you don't even like to think about him. It's like and I know that's a sure way to lose your mind. It's a sure way to have further emotional problems, and to really lose your mind, like go insane, have a psychotic episode, crack up. It's just you know you can't live like that. I got experience in this area, unfortunately. From when I was young, I had a psychotic episode, but the symptoms, not the symptoms, but the circumstances were different. But I just know this stuff. I just know that you have to express, psychiatrists, psychologists, all these people, they know that the most succinct way to put it is better out than in. You just find a way to express whatever's going on with you. And you're going to feel, uh, you may not feel better immediately, but you're going to feel better in the long run, and you're going to be able to have a better chance of facing whatever it is that's bothering you, and be able to do something about it. But this guy's just like locked up, and he's like immobilized. He just can't get anything done at all. So, anyways, he's freezing me out now. I know he is. I kind of expected him to, because I just wrote him an email telling him the truth, like is like, you're flirting with you're running from your issues, and you're flirting with insanity. And then the awkward part is I wrote him the email. I know he don't read his email, but I wrote him the email, and I printed the email out, and I sent it in the mail. Okay, so I'm talking to the guy on the phone, and he hasn't read his email, and he's just he's oblivious. And I'm like, the next day, I'm like, this is the last conversation I'm going to have with this guy for I don't know how long, because he's going to just shut down, because I just know the guy. So that was really a weird experience. I'm like, he's going to open his mail tomorrow, and he's going to read that. He's not going to like it. He's going to either hate me for it, or it's going to freak him out, or whatever. I'm not picking up the phone, and I got my own issues. I'm not picking up the phone and opening myself up to more abuse. I don't have anything to give. It's like I got too many of my own problems, but that was actually a giving type of act to do that. I'm paying for it now because I know that I'm getting frozen out, and I know that there's like, yeah, I know what's going on, and yeah, I'm super irritated now because this, like I said, this is like my fourth try doing a video about this, and the whole run but you can't hide thing, which now that I've this is my fourth take. I can't remember what I said, when I said it, or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like to do that. So I don't remember, but it's a famous expression by Joe Louis. But that's how my problem started with the Xanax. I didn't run with the Xanax. I had a problem that seemed unsolvable to me. It wasn't a matter of being immobilized by anxiety. It's like every option that I saw addressing this problem just seemed like it wouldn't work. I'm like, and I didn't want to do more harm than good. So my way of running was smoking and choking, man. Is like smoking weed, choking a chicken, and watching pornography. That's how it started. And like, this is no revelation to a lot of people, but guess what? Marijuana is a pretty good aphrodisiac. Like, it's a cheaper version of Viagra. You can break off to the pleasure centers of your brain and hang out there for a couple hours. And they even have a word for it nowadays, edging. But yeah, um, but I would just do that, and then I had all that physical pain and stuff, and I was just using that to like run from the physical pain that I had, and then then I started not getting the exercise I was used to, and I started to get worse physically, and it also made me more vulnerable uh, to having some. I'm saying I told somebody I was having trouble sleeping, and they were like, "Well, I got these little yellow pills, that help me sleep, and I don't. They give me two. I don't like to take them in the morning because they make me drowsy." And them little yellow pills turned out to be Xanax. So that was my introduction to Xanax, and me being in a compromised state because I was high so much of the time. And I didn't even look up what Xanax was. I just took it. It's like it's just another downer to me, and I really didn't care at that point because I said I was high all the time, and I had this horrible problem that I couldn't figure out any answer to. And so I was like, just careless. And of course, that was one of the worst mistakes I ever made in my life. This was around 2015. I don't know, 2016. So gradually, I keep getting these pills off of this person, and I get them periodically. I wouldn't be taking them every day, so I was okay for a while. And then I started getting more of them, and then yeah, I'll keep that part quiet, but some money did exchange hands, but usually it was me just offering. But they kind of knew that I was going to offer them because that's my nature. So, uh, it's the truth, you know. So, um, half the time I was getting sold them. And it was a weird form of sale, though, because, sometimes, very rarely would this person ask for the money. They would ask sometimes. They're like, those pills aren't for free. Aren't I don't get them for free, which they actually did get them for free, but they would say stuff like that. So, so that's how all my problems really started, is from running from things emotionally, and I felt irresponsible if I didn't tell this dude, like, you're just insuring yourself, psychiatric troubles. You're assuring yourself by running from these problems, and just being in that immobilized, anxious state that you're just gonna crack up, and so. But I just don't have it to give to call and talk to the guy, and I can't take. I'm not up for taking any abuse. I'm just not up for it. Um, I shouldn't have to deal with drama. You know, I talked to somebody that was a little bit more rational about the situation. They were like, kind of laughed at the idea of me having an unsuccessful surgery and then having somebody dump their problems on me the day that I have an unsuccessful surgery. You know, instead of just being supportive. But, you know, people that I know got issues. So, anyways, I just made my appointment. It's coming up on the 19th. I was going to celebrate the anniversary of when I got reduced 50% involuntarily on my Xanax from my doctor. The 1 year anniversary is going to be March 18th, so I was going to wait and do a video then and make it a benzo-free day and just not take any benzos the whole day as a sort of a celebration of survival or whatever you want to call it. But now I got an appointment on the 19th to see about this blood clot in my knee that I just made, and so I can't do that. You know, I can't put any additional strain on myself, and plus I haven't been sleeping. I don't know if it shows. Maybe I got a little saddlebag there going on, but I haven't been sleeping until like 5, 6 in the morning because of depression and the pain involved in my knee, and you know, just general stress and anxiety and whatnot. Um, so yeah, I have to look at. Yeah, I gotta look out for number one. You kind of gotta observe that kind of theory your whole life, because you gotta look out for number one before you look out for any but number two, number three, or number four, because you got to be well enough. You got to have it to give, you know, and I just don't have it to give. That was actually hard on me, just writing that out and then printing out the email and knowing that I was going to get froze out by this guy for I don't know how long. Maybe I'll have to be the guy that's got to reach out, you know, eventually. But I can't do it now. I can't do it now. I mean, I don't know what this blood clot in my leg even means. I just know it hurts just laying here, and I just know that I fear walking on it. Actually, I'm afraid to walk on it because of pain and the possibility of falling. I've been doing little bits of housework each day just to try to elevate my mood a little bit, and man, do I pay for that, because I get, you know, after 15, 20 minutes, I gotta lay down and then it just hurts. I don't even know if I should be walking on this blood clot. I suppose I should have waited before I did anything with it until my doctor's appointment, but I didn't know when it was going to be. I was too depressed after the 7th to even make the call until like an hour ago. So, anyways, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. That's kind of what's going on with me. Is like, yeah, I just had somebody else calling me, you know, that's was wanting to get some money off me some way or another. So, yeah, I kind of have to support myself, and I kind of have to do my own talk therapy on here, and that's why my videos are kind of long. It's because not everybody in this world is gifted with rational, sane relationships, and with rational, sober people. I like know one person like that. So yeah. No, I didn't want to run through like the other videos that I did. I was like running into old territory or whatever. But anyways, um, there's my Valium right here. I get 90 pills for a month, so I'm supposed to be taking 3 a day. I noticed I got a little bit of a tremor going in my hand. I don't know what that's about, but so I get 90 pills for a month. I'm supposed to take 3 of them a day, and it's the 13th, and my refill is coming up on the 19th in 6 days. That's why I got the hat on my chest, not just for decency's sake. But yeah, that probably, I don't know, 50 pills. To load it this way, probably like 50 pills there. I haven't counted them. I think the last time I counted them, there was 60 something, but that was a while ago. Um, so I don't take very many of these things, as opposed to what I'm actually prescribed. Um, I also have a prescription, or not a prescription, but I have a separate bottle that says that before June 3rd, I can get 120 more of these things if I want. But it'll get back to the guy that prescribed these, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that other prescription," and I don't know how that'll work out or what exactly to do about that, or just talk to the guy about it, or what. But he doesn't seem to have any problems prescribing this stuff for me, even though this is my last refill on this besides the bottle of 120. But I'd already be off of benzos. I'm positive if it wasn't for this knee and I could walk around. How am I supposed to de-stressify if I can't, if I'm in pain, extra pain besides CRPS with this knee, and I can't walk around, and I don't get to leave the house for anything but appointments, basically, you know. Um, and I got the difficult relationships with the people that I know, and yeah, I don't. But really, if it wasn't for the knee, if I had my knee from 5 years ago, I'd already be off of any benzos, positive. Um, but anyways, yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, since I'm just I'm just agitated. Um, who knows why I'm agitated? I well, I might as well report that I do have, I got both antibiotics. So I got the antibiotic from my doctor, which is Levaquin, and I got the Bactrin from the other dude. So, I'm supposed to like make an appointment with a urologist, but all I care about is walking. And I'm like, you know, maybe tomorrow I'll make an appointment with a urologist. I don't know, to make sure that everything, my plumbing is cool and whatever. But yeah, I'm getting some pain still from that, and this is like the 10th day. I just took my last Levaquin antibiotic, and I'm still getting pain, which I don't remember, exactly how long. The it was not bad pain. It's just it's not good pain, but it's not like acute nasty pain. I just remember, like, from however many years ago that was, like being in horrifying pain. I don't remember if there was any lingering thing. With acute epididymitis, the pain is wiped out by it. Once you start taking the antibiotic, it's kind of like, I guess, when you have a bad tooth. Start taking the antibiotic, it works pretty fast, So like in 3 days, the pain is greatly lessened. 3 days or less. So that's kind of worrisome. There's actually a condition, and I'm sure nobody wants to hear this, called chronic epididymitis, where it's just something that comes and goes. So that's something else for me, for my anxiety, my benzo anxiety, to work on, is the idea of that. Because I can't really remember if I was in pain after um, 10 days. After 10 days on the antibiotic, I'm like, why am I in pain? Why was I in pain yesterday? Why did my nad hurt? you know, so much stress, man. I'm thinking about just going ahead and giving us a day space um, between the Levaquin and just go ahead and blast in uh, the area with the Bactrin and using both antibiotics on it. And, I should make the appointment with the urologist and find out what's up. Um, I just hate going to doctors like anybody, but I hate it more than the average person because CRPS complicates everything. Because it's something that they don't understand, and it complicates. Just trust me, it complicates everything. As far as seeing a doctor, a lot of doctors are like, as soon as they hear that, they don't even want to treat you. It's like I went into pain management, and they were like, they didn't even believe I had it. They made me go through some horrible test, and they gave me gabapentin, which a drug that I was already had before, and I stopped taking it voluntarily because I was like, oh, this don't do a whole lot, and I don't know about taking mass doses of it, and I don't trust prescription meds, of course, anymore. Um, but since I've been in pain with the knee, I've been mixing gabapentin with Valium at night in an attempt to sleep, but it hasn't really worked, so I probably should just quit doing it. It was working before, but I'm not going to sleep until 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'm waking up at anywhere from 11 to 1 o'clock p.m. So I'm like, you got any other appointments besides 8 a.m.? Because that's coming up in 6 days. And I thought about it, and I'm like, she's like, I don't have anything later in the day. And I thought about like having her look down the road, and I'm like, no, just get in there at 8 a.m. one way or another and get this looked at, get this treated. You can run, but you can't hide, and you sure as hell can't hide from a knee that you can't walk on when you live alone. And you can't be like, hey, Bessie, can you go get me my coffee in the morning? Nope, you gotta like gut it out, look at your cane, my cane with the leopard print, and say, yeah, I'm gonna go get my own coffee, which I didn't even get to drink today because I ran out of creamer. So I drank green tea, which I have the remnants of here. Which you ever buy that powdered, like it's matcha green tea? It doesn't mix up very good, and then it all like settles in the bottom. It doesn't matter how much you stir it or not, so it's like porridge. But it's supposed to be like I think it's pronounced matcha green tea. It's supposed to be like super good for you. So I buy that stuff, and I don't drink it as often as I should because it's not all that tasty, and don't taste bad particularly. I'm not a big fan of chamomile tea, but I drink chamomile and kava tea. This has devolved into interesting beverage discussion, hasn't it? But yeah, God, you gotta alleviate the conversation somehow. Can't be talking about uh, horror the whole time, right? I don't like small talk and all, but I don't like to talk about my nethers and urologists and all that. But that's just what's going on with me. And if you have like benzo type anxiety, and you're a dude, that I'm thinking all kind of not good things because I'm like, this is my last antibiotic today, and so like, why would I still be in pain? So I'm going to use both antibiotics. Like I said, I'm going to wait a day and then just take the other course of a different antibiotic, and if I can get my head straight enough to make a phone call, I got a referral to a urologist. I can go to a urologist and go through that humiliation. Um, I don't know. Yeah. I'm 51 years old. I should not have to be dealing with all this crap. Should not have to be dealing with mobility issues, heart issues, and all this stuff. And I realize, like, I just read where Luke Perry got cancer, the guy from 9021345 6 or whatever that old show was. I don't 90210 or something. Um, got cancer and died at 52, and I'm 51, and there's people that have, more physical problems than me and stuff, but I still can't help feeling resentful because before I got into the ganja and that misbehavior that I spoke about earlier in this video, I led a pretty clean life, and I mean, my resting pulse rate must have been in the 60s because I could bike, pedal a bicycle like 30 miles. And I could actually pedal a bicycle 8 miles, fish for 2 hours standing up, and then ride home. Carrying fish sometimes, you know. And I could walk. I actually just did it to see if I could do it. I could walk from one city to another city. I was just like, I took real good physical care of myself until 2003. And, I just don't. I guess I just feel like I don't deserve to be in this condition. When I see other people that just don't take care of themselves, I don't know. It's just you know where all that's going. It's like, universe, you just don't play fair. You get to be a certain age, the universe don't play fair. It just doesn't. Yeah. But anyways, I'm sure this video is garbage. But I'll put it up anyway because it's got information in it. And it's, like I said, my fourth try at doing this, just to tell you that I got like emotional drama going on that I don't need, and I made an appointment for my knee, and I wanted to show you how much volume I had left, and tell you that I was gonna wait and do a video on the 18th. See, that's the anniversary of my 50% reduction, because I got the script that said, guess what? You're not getting 60 pills, you're getting 30 pills, and read it in the elevator as going down from my doctor's office, and was like, oh shit, on the 16th, but I had a couple of pills ahead, so I didn't start experiencing the true withdrawal until the 18th, so I was going to take 18th and make that my own personal benzo day, and just not take any benzos that day. Just, I don't know why that idea got in my head, and I liked it, but I was like, yeah, I'll just do that. I said, I'll be fine. Just be a little edgy or whatever, but now I can't do that because I got an appointment on the 19th for something that could be very seriously, and I'm actually hoping that they take a scalpel to my knee. So now is not the time to be screwing around and doing vain little amusing. I get those ideas in my head that amuses me, and I'm like, well, I'm going to celebrate the year anniversary of my benzo withdrawal by just not taking any benzos at all. But yeah. Anyways, that's only 33 minutes, so this is a super short video for me. My voice hurts. I don't know why. I hope this wasn't too boring, or I hope it was more coherent than it seemed to me. It's very frustrating, and like, benzo anxiety, like when you're going through the withdrawal, it's like I made a comment to this dude in the comments, like, you start to worry about your spleen. You might not even know what your spleen does, but you get like these sensations. You're like, I wonder if my spleen's acting up, and then you're like, what does a spleen actually do? And I think it helps filter blood or something like that, but I know you can live with that one. But I mean, you get anxieties about everything when you're going through, like, you're trying to withdraw off of benzos. And it's like, you got all these physical problems on top of it, and you're stuck laying in bed because you can't walk around, and because the fellas are in bad shape, and you're supposed to like lay around and try not to move around. They tell you to wear supportive undergarments. Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Not really, but yeah. So as you can imagine, uh, I'm actually relatively sane and coherent considering the situation I'm in, which is trapped in a prison room, laying in bed, not able to do a whole hell of a lot. That's one of the reasons why I made that little project where I was listening to an audiobook and I said, well, this part's really kind of cool and interesting from a philosophical perspective, and I messed around with Movavi. It was just for something to do because my nerves are now too fried to do any of my hobbies. So, what do? I lay around in bed and try not to think bad things, watch gun smokes, and that old Western. And I do a little bit of housework each day and then pay dearly for it. So, um, but yeah, I think you understand if you're watching this that this is like a really tough spot to be in, like because of benzo anxiety. When you're withdrawing from it, it's like a whole another level. It's like, yeah, it's not anything like the normal anxiety that people get. Like the guy that I was talking to that's freezing me out and stuff. It's like that's just, you know, I don't want to say, I just like garden variety type, you know, you know, anxiety. This stuff is different. Like benzo stuff will have you thinking like, uh, yeah, that noise I heard outside. Are they gonna break in here? And it's a couple of raccoons fighting outside the window or something. I don't think raccoons are gonna come in and like rob me. It's yeah. What it does to your brain is it's just horrible as far as anxiety. All the sensations you feel in your body are suddenly horrible diseases and horrible things that are gonna happen to you, and you know it's a constant struggle against that. Now, actually, horrible things are happening to me that I don't really understand the implications of, and then I'm probably gonna have to go through a knee surgery while I'm trying to withdraw from this, and it's like, so of course I'm depressed, of course I'm struggling and stuff, but anyways, I just feel like was a horrible video, but it does have the needed information in it, so to of the changes in my life. So I guess that's something, right? Yeah. Sometimes after I do these, I just experience a feeling of self-loathing at the end of them. I don't know what that's about or whatever, why, but I just feel like disgusted with myself right now, and just feel like I just you know made a 38-minute piece of crap. Uh, that's just how I feel. So, but it is what it is, and it's going up. I ain't doing no fifth try. So, um, I hope you're doing 3 times better than me. Okay, 3 times. I said 10 times last time, but 3 times. Because I'm doing actually pretty good considering the circumstances. So I wish y'all well, and hope you can continue to struggle through this and realize that um, one way or another, it's going to get better for you as far as the benzo thing, even though it doesn't seem like it and it seems like it takes forever. Um, there's something positive because I just made a video, like 3 weeks ago, where I'm like, boy, oh boy, waking up, Xanax free, what a difference, and I was actually just allowed myself to be on video waking up, and there is a difference, and it does get better. It's just like I got other things to deal with that are complicating matters because Mr. Universe doesn't care for me, and I'm not talking about the guy with the muscles. I'm talking about the universe. The universe doesn't really like me a whole lot, so it does stuff like this to me. Anyways, I guess I'll. Hopefully, nothing else horrible will happen, and I will be able to wait and talk to you, do my little talk therapy session to you, like sometime after the 19th, somewhere in the 20s of this month, and tell you if they're gonna do surgery or whatever. Anybody that may be interested. So again, just feel nothing but self-loathing. A whole bunch of self-loathing and disgust, and just like now it's a 40-minute piece of, just get off here before you make an hour piece of garbage. So anyways, goodbye, best wishes, and see you next time. Well, this is the first. I'm doing a added part because well, after I finished the first part of this, I fell about as hard as I could, but straight on my ass. And I felt it, where you feel a shiver go up through the top of your head and stuff. I don't know how bad hurt I am or anything like that. I don't think so. I mean, my back feels a little weird, but I mean, I fell super hard and about pulled a 50-inch TV down on top of me. I just plug it in a printer. But, I think I'm okay. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I feel compelled to add this part to it because the person that I thought was freezing me out, the scathing letter that I wrote him, like explaining how he was risking his sanity, apparently made no impact on him at all. So, he didn't call me for a few days, and he said, I read your letter and I'm not mad at you or anything, So, I mean, like, first of all, I said it's just the truth. He's like, yeah, I know. So apparently, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of in shock, and I'm kind of disappointed. I wanted it to like shake him up or jar him or do something to help him. It was about as harsh a letter as I could write, and it did nothing. So I feel quite ineffectual right now. I took a nap, which after I fell, I was like, man, I'm gonna take a nap and then wake up and see how everything feels. And I don't know. I'm just very disappointed that someone seems to be cool with losing their mind. How can you be cool with like psychosis? He just kind of like accepted it. I can't wrap my mind around it, but I felt like I should add like a little section to this, since that's what I figured he was like freezing me out because I hadn't heard from him for quite a few days, and so I kind of figured like he didn't want to talk to me, or I didn't say nothing. I just got off the phone. I didn't say nothing like like press him on the phone or whatever. I mean, I was just more too much in shock. Phone call lasted all of about 3 minutes, but I wanted to say like something like you're seriously cool with like going insane, or like I wrote in the letter like all your worst fears are gonna come true. Just you can't run from a bear. Like a bear can outrun a man on flat ground. You have to face it and shoot it. I don't know. I'm just in shock. Uh, so it was like a bunch of fretting and worrying. And actually, the reason why I fell down is I was going to print him out a second letter that I wrote and send it to him. So He's kind of the reason why I fell down, or I wouldn't have been trying to plug in the printer, which is like was in between the coffee table and the TV, and I reached up and grabbed the 50-inch TV because I thought I was just gonna steady myself. I didn't think I would just my feet would shoot out from underneath me and I'd just fall that hard. So how that TV didn't end up on top of me? That TV's real heavy because it's not a flat screen HD type thing they have now. It's like a plasma TV. It takes two guys to carry her out. I would have definitely brought it on top of my head. And yeah, might be an emergency room right now with stitches. I mean, I don't know. But anyways, the other part of the video is long enough. I'm just, yeah, I mean, so I spent like, I feel like a silly little girl or something. I sat and worried about that and thought about that and like for days. And, it was like shooting a turtle with a BB gun. It ricocheted right off the shell, whatever that hard shell he has built up around himself. I don't know if it's not, I don't know, I can't explain it. I'm not going to try, but I felt like I should add this little 5-minute section. And as always, Godspeed, good fortune. May the rose rise to meet your feet, and may the camel fart in the opposite direction. Goodbye.